I said earlier, they're not talking either. And the longer we go without answers, the worse this whole thing smells. Tonight, we have every angle covered: legal, political, historical, even emotional. Because I'm for you, America. I want some damn answers, too. Here with me now, Kentucky Republican Congressman, House Judiciary Committee member Thomas Massie. This is incredibly serious. Welcome back, Congressman. What do you make of the little we know so far?
Well, you know, Kennedy, Trump should have kept a copy of Hunter Biden's hard drive, and he's safe because the FBI can't seem to find it. But on a serious note, this is extremely troubling. It feels like a third world dictatorship or a banana republic where once somebody goes out of power, the incoming regime persecutes and prosecutes the outgoing, president. So, and add to that, we just found out today, my colleague Scott Perry, Representative Perry from Pennsylvania, was approached by 3 FBI agents who seized his cell phone. I mean, wow. This is insane. Can't we go through lawyers to do this? Why does everything have to be a public raid or a public exposition? And I'll tell you why I think it is. It's because they want to start trying this in the court of public opinion, which is, what they've always done. Like when Comey leaked his memo to the New York Times to try and get something there. And in this case, Attorney General Garland, he should step back from this. There should be a special prosecutor, if there should be a prosecutor at all, because it was the election of Donald Trump that kept him from becoming a Supreme Court nominee. I mean, he's got to hold a grudge there.
Well, he has to hold a grudge, and the occupant of the White House right now obviously is conflicted here, because one of the reasons that former President Trump was impeached was because he tried to get Vladimir Zelensky to help him launch an investigation into Joe and Hunter Biden. And people said that, he was weaponizing his office for political gain. But unless they've got hooker heads in office boxes, I think that this is going to be very, very problematic, and it could end up galvanizing a lot of the former president's supporters.
Well, I think it will galvanize a lot of the base. Hopefully, it'll wake up some of the independent voters, the people who weren't, infatuated with Trump, but I think can see in this situation that the government's gotten too big. We don't need 87,000 more IRS agents. They don't all need machine guns. They don't need to be stockpiling ammunition. Because if they can do this to the president or a representative in the U.S. Congress, they can do it to anybody.
Oh, yes. And, they are doing this in the light of day. This is not cloak and dagger stuff. This is not secret surveillance. This is a former president being not only targeted, but raided without warning. And we've never seen anything like that before. You look at the current occupant, President Biden, and you wonder, would you want this to happen to you and your family when you leave office? If there was a Republican president and Congress, Republicans hold both houses, and there is, a Republican Department of Justice, why wouldn't the pendulum swing the other way? I don't want it to, because I feel we should have equal protection under the law. This feels very out of balance.
Yeah, I don't want it to swing the other way either. I mean, it's a race to the bottom when you go down this path, and they've gone down this path. The one thing that we can and should do, Kennedy, when we get the majority back, and while Biden is still president, there are 12 bills I know he's going to sign. I'm going to predict on your show he's going to sign these 12 bills. They are the 12 appropriations bills. They may become one bill called an omnibus, but every president from the beginning of this country has signed that bill, and that's where we need to put our legislation to rein in this out-of-control government. We need to cut their budgets. We need to cut specific activities using the power of the purse. And if we don't, shame on us.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the expansion of the IRS and those 87,000 new agents that are coming after your money. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but I don't know how you unring this bell. And this, even if you hate the former president, even if he is just political garbage to you, This should worry you. This should concern you because it should not be happening in the United States, especially with someone who might run for president again. There has been no evidence that this is anything but a political hit job, and that is incredibly dangerous when you sic federal law enforcement on potential political candidates. Congressman Massie, thank you so much. Always good to have you stop by.
Thanks for having me on, Kennedy.
Thank you.